Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stunky, and believe it or not, I'm coming in about 15 seconds early to begin the group draw. For people who don't know, I'll be joined by Owen and John very shortly once we do have the introduction done. We also, for people who don't need to see my webcam, but there you go, I've got a webcam going. What we're going to be doing here is drawing each and every group tier. We had the tiers released yesterday. One specific update I'm going to have to give you very shortly, which might impact how the draw plays out in some regards, but we'll have to talk about the unfortunate Asia situation very shortly. But as things stand, we will go from, I believe, top to bottom, from Tier 1 all the way down to Tier 4. And we'll draw one team for each of the 4 groups from the tier. So, Tier 1, let's say I draw United States for Group A, UK and Ireland for Group B, Japan for Group C, and France for Group D. Just random order from what I had in the pile. We're going to do that for each and every group tier. And after we've done that, we will obviously be able to see where the final team goes. There's been a bit of a situation, actually, with the Asian team, which we need to discuss before we get to any draw. They've been, as of this point, disqualified from participating. They met the requirements. They met the eligibility requirements as well. Unfortunately, we found an instance in final checking, otherwise known as the person who admitted it, where they've said they've signed up people that aren't particularly willing to play. They've basically signed up filler to make it look like they've got above the requirement, and thus, in a measure of safety, we have had to cancel their registration for at least now. What we will do is we will do all the draw, and if Asia does make it, then we will assign them a random group afterwards. For people who don't know, I will show you very quickly as well the way we're going to be doing random groups. I've got literally just Group A, Group B, Group C, and believe it or not, Group D written on piece of paper. They'll all go into this cereal bowl, and that's kind of where we're going to randomise. But for now, we should be able to start with a group draw and introduce Owen and John. So feel free to start talking right now if you'd like, and give some predictions about what you'd like to see.
What's going on, guys? It's me, John. I'm pretty sure you saw me in the Amplify cast if you watched that. I'm pretty excited for this year personally. Looks like a lot of teams have been buffed. So it's going to be a pretty fun year, I think.
Yeah, I think the exact same. You have a bunch of teams, especially in higher tiers, where that can actually feel like they can go and win the World Cup this year. Obviously, challenging Japan, who have won pretty much every edition so far. So they'd be looking to actually knock them off their crown for once at the top. And it'll be really interesting to see who gets who.
So, in this instance, we've got... This is the first time in years where we've not actually had a stream crash instantly. But we will be going... if nobody has any issues with commentary, which it seems there isn't, we will be getting away with Tier 1 to begin with, the top 4. And we are doing that for 2 reasons. One reason's in the staff chat that Asia may or may not have been in a tier that wasn't bottom, so we need to move a player up, or a team up. But yeah, as of now, Tier 1 comprises of Japan, France, the US, and the UK. I'll be going to this particular screen with the webcam on, and we'll be drawing very shortly as I put them all in the bowl. And this is just going to be an official moment of me putting things in a bowl. So there's the UK, for those who want proof that all of them are going in. There's one. The US. That's also going in. Japan, who... People, please don't criticise my lack of artistic ability on drawing flags on the papers, because I've tried to draw flags just because my webcam doesn't pick up my handwriting very well, but they've not been picked up too much either. But for Group A, we'll do a bit of a random like this, where I just stick it right in front of my face and pick a team. So it's going to be this scrap of paper. And Group 1 is going to be seeing... That's France for Group 1.
Team France. Oh, my. Yeah, Team France is definitely going to be really strong this year.
Yeah, France are always a really scary team to come up against.
They've definitely gotten buffed with the addition of Demon. Demon didn't actually play for Team France last year. And from what I've seen in their scrimmages, it looks like Daniel could be in main lineup this year, which he wasn't. He didn't play too much last year, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, this team has definitely gotten buffed ever since last year, and I'm definitely excited to see how they can fare in this World Cup.
And they've also got like really strong Division 1 players, like Dax, Pyrax, Power as well. So players like that,
Very strong
they're
group.
they are actually a pretty scary team, and they're definitely one of the favourites to want to win this.
Yeah.
So I think we'll go to Group B's Tier 1 as I shove the scrap of paper in front of me. And that, to me, is going to be Japan in Group B.
Speaking of scary,
We've got more scare.
the defending champions in Japan.
Yeah.
Too much about their lineup. I never really look at it myself.
Team Japan, I don't think they've underwent too many changes in their roster. They still have like Moa, Peze, Monar, Kusan, Train, etc. Those players.
Yeah, and you expect to see roaming around.
I don't recognize Nana. I'm not entirely sure if that's a new player or that's a different alias. I'm pretty sure that's a new player though. Interesting to see how these new players do, if they are going to play this year. Although it is like that we might see like the same usual lineups, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously this team is probably going to be like one of the favorites to win the World Cup. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, on the website, for those who are going to be checking, that's mkworldcup.com. The names are obviously in Japanese for some of those players, so it might be a bit harder for you to understand what the roster is, but it's Kusan, Monar, a few of the others that have got the Japanese names are Moyashi, I think, Moa, Page, or yeah, Peze, yeah, and Rain as well as someone else that's got a Japanese set of characters for their name currently. Very strong team. Defending champions, and we'll have to see what they can do in Group B. Obviously, Group B with Japan means that there might be a few reschedules and early times needed. A few other countries will be needing those, so you'll have to take that into account when you consider how teams are going to be able to play against them, you know, availability of the other players as well.
Yeah.
But that does leave us to Group C, which I'll draw right now. Group C going to be this scrap of paper I've got in my hand, and I believe that's the UK and Ireland, which Owen's going to love, but
It's
the UK and Owen.
Yeah, pretty much. And the only Irish member there somehow.
Yeah, UK's roster also seems to be buffed a little bit. Just in terms of how like the players have gotten better. Like Jobo has gotten a lot better ever since last year, and I think he'll do really well this year.
I feel like you wildcard players as well roaming around in the server. Like one I can name is Aaron.
Oh yeah, Aaron and James. They're both really strong players.
Aaron,
To add, well,
yeah, they're really strong to have around. Joe, obviously, Sui, Ryan, Xander,
yeah,
Alfie.
Ryans and Xander definitely being the top two, like evidently for Team UK.
If he could go back playing actively and get back to the level he was going, had the potential to get to, he could also be a scary player. Jake Stevens as well.
Yeah. I feel like UK is going to be at their peak this year, and I'm really excited to see how they play.
Hopefully, yeah. We're trying to play more as well, get more scrimmages in, so hopefully we can get the chemistry going.
Yeah.
And to finalise the Tier 1, the final team is the United States of America there for Group D.
Another scary team to come up against in World Cup.
Certainly. Team USA containing a lot of people who have like great chemistry with each other. Most of their roster containing players from the likes of XI, Strike and Rookie are also there, who are like that they have good chemistry with the XI people as well. And I haven't seen much of Bryce playing with USA. I'm interested to see how he does though, because he's definitely a very strong player. They also have the introduction of Jax, who wasn't on USA last year, and he's obviously he's such a strong player. So USA definitely a contender to even win the World Cup. So excited to see how they play this out.
And
oh yeah, they also have Strike this year because Strike got banned at the end of the last World Cup.
they've got him back.
Yeah.
Going into Tier 2, we've got Spain, Mexico, Germany, and Canada. Which matchups do you guys want to see given the Tier 1s while I put these in the bowl?
Personally, I really want to see France versus Germany. Or actually, no. USA versus Germany. That will be a lot closer, I think. I think Germany got buffed like crazy. Now, like they have Maxim, who has gotten insanely good over the past year or so.
Sebi
as well. Sebi being added to Team Germany. Team Germany has a really strong roster overall this year. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. I think regardless of whatever group Germany is put in, I think they'll have really close matches with the Tier A team they get put with.
Yeah, Germany seems to always be that team that's kind of like at the top in every World Cup, whether it be on 80 or week. So they're definitely there, and that gives teams in the top tier a big fright, especially Spain as well. But Spain, like, you wouldn't expect Spain to have, like in previous MKs, you probably wouldn't expect them to be up there, but their community in America, Deluxe, has gotten really big.
Yeah, Germany has gotten buffed, or not Germany. Spain has gotten buffed as well. So definitely excited to see what some of these teams can do.
And I'll begin to draw the Tier 2 teams out of the bowl that I've put them in now as I get the first team, and that's going to be back to front. That's Mexico for Group A, playing with France.
All right.
What a scary team, honestly.
Mexico could actually be like the biggest sleeper team in this World Cup. Like Chibi, Falco X, YFM, Ricky, those players, like they're a powerhouse. They actually are a powerhouse.
Roberto as well.
Oh no, Roberto isn't playing for Mexico now.
And Puriton.
Yeah, Puriton as well. Arrow isn't playing with them as well. I think Arrow is on the Mexican roster as well, but Arrow is not playing.
So that's kind of like why I'm looking at the name for Arrow.
Yeah, Chibi's such a huge player, and Team Mexico is definitely going to have a lot of depth because I know a lot of them are really good friends and they play together a lot. So I'm really excited to see how they fare in this World Cup.
And they have the lag advantage as well. As much as we hate to admit it.
Yeah.
They'd be a frustrating team to play against as well with the kind of like the connection issues.
Yeah.
I'll draw the next team out now as this is the team that's going to play against Japan. I think last year it was Canada from this tier, so...
it was Canada. Please do not pull us again.
Please don't pull you again. We'll see what we've pulled. As your heart is probably... it is broken. It's Canada there.
Oh my god.
You've been drawn... Were you drawn the year before as Japan as well? I swear you played 2 matches last year as...
Yeah, we played 2 matches versus Japan last year, and we also got Japan in our group back in the 2015 World Cup.
Yeah.
But regarding Team Canada, I guess it's safe to say that we got like nerfed in a sense because we don't have Tyler or Sergeant Guy this year. So that will probably hit us like a little hard, but we have decent chemistry as like a team. Like we've been doing like scrims and such over some time. So I have mixed feelings going into the World Cup, but I think we can do well if we're determined to do well. I think.
Yeah, you got a good roster in there. It's a nice solid roster that will definitely give most teams. It definitely could give Japan a run for their money.
Yeah, Twonk has also been buffed a little bit ever
Twonk.
since last year. He's definitely improved a lot, and I'm excited to see how he can play.
You got a good top player in Felix as well. Teeps, they can bring their presence into matches.
I'll go to the next team for Group C to play along with the UK and Ireland. It's going to be this scrap of paper, and that's Spain.
Oh, no.
Spain, UK.
That is going to be a good matchup for
That
sure.
is going to be a cracker of a match, yeah. Us and Spain.
But Spain is definitely pretty strong this year. Like, I could imagine them bringing out a lineup of like Angel, Alexoni, Luigion, Roberto, maybe Frogger. Like this whole Spain lineup is like pretty strong from what I can see, and I definitely think they can pull some upsets this World Cup.
Definitely, yeah. And I say they have some chemistry in there as well from RK. So
Yeah, they have a lot of RK players in there. They also have a lot of Victory Racers players in there as well.
Yeah, Victory
That'll
Racers.
help them a lot. It looks like that's mostly what their roster is made out of, like RK and VR.
Pretty
So
much. Yeah.
That'll help them a lot. I
US
think they'll do well.
And the final team for Group D is actually the match you said you wanted to see. It's going to be Germany for Group D to play the US.
Yeah.
Hype as
I'm so excited to see that. Oh my gosh.
Another name I actually forgot to bring up for Germany is Robo, by the way. We were going through the names.
Oh, well. Oh,
Set,
I
Robo,
thought,
Maxim, K.
yeah. Their roster is going to be, like, I think they'll be going crazy this year. Like, K, Robo, Maxim is incredibly strong.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually such a strong trio. If they can like maintain the front, like it's over.
Over, yeah.
But we'll have to see how Germany fares in this cup. I'm sure they'll do like really well. I could honestly even see them making grand finals. If they really push, I can see them making grand finals.
Yeah, there's no reason. Definitely they can make it.
Mm-hmm.
100%. They definitely challenge the likes of France, us, USA, Japan,
Mm-hmm.
Canada. So, yeah, definitely look out for Germany this year. Very
Mhm.
good bracket.
Yeah.
And going into the next tier, it's going to be Australia, Catalonia, Nether Belgium or BN, and the final team that's drawn the short straw to go back up is Switzerland. Following Asia's disqualification, Switzerland, the fourth team in that group. What matchups do you reckon you would like to see now that we have the top two tiers sorted?
Yeah,
Well,
put in Group C. That'd be kind of an
oh,
interesting.
yeah. that'd be pretty funny. Catalonia in Group C.
Yeah.
Nether Belgium is going to be a sleeper team, guaranteed. They're going to be a sleeper team if they can make it out of groups, which that might be a little hard for them. But I think they're a sleeper team because in that team, they have the addition of Thomas. And Thomas is a crazy good player. I really think he can do some nice work in this World Cup.
Fox, Mitch, Esper as well, if they can get...
Yeah. If they can pull out, like, Thomas, Vantox, Esper, Mitch, Themo, that's crazy. It's crazy good.
That is a good lineup, and especially for a tier 3 team.
Yeah.
And Switzerland don't even have that bad of a roster as well. They have players like Macy, MYT, who's...
Yeah. Chemo as well.
Yeah, Chemo's there.
Yeah.
Lloyd has
Yeah.
done alright. Or
Switzerland
Yoshi.
has a pretty decent roster.
So yeah, Switzerland are decent enough. Catalonia have players like Doomer.
Yeah, I think
He-
isn't Catalonia like consumed of like mainly TT players?
I think so.
I think it kind of looks like it. Or
See,
actually, no, never mind.
Make-
It's like a variety of players from other teams. Like, yeah, I definitely recognize a lot of players from TT though.
One thing I'd say is that the Spanish National League has really improved the kind of player pool that Catalonia and Spain have seen. They've been able to not only practice with a lot more of their kind of players, but they also get to see a load more, and especially with the increased rosters, no limits whatsoever. We are seeing Catalonia, one of the teams that is in this tier, with a roster above what the old limit was. I'll start here, or I'll start drawing the first team right now. We did see the bowl before, but the first team to take on France and Mexico in Group A is Australia there.
Oh, all right. Interesting.
Australia has I think Australia has a few new people.
I haven't really seen much of Australia, honestly.
One of them being Comic, and I think Comic is pretty decent. I think he's in BL.
BL.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player. I could see him doing some things. Like this roster actually could be pretty nice this year. Like Hayashi's really strong.
He won forward last
year.
technically.
Shad is pretty good.
Anthony from DY, he's been playing more in preparation for this World Cup for DY in NKU.
Yeah.
Done decently in D4, so
yeah, like Anthony Comic Hayashi's pretty strong. Could see them doing some stuff.
And
interesting seeing how he does, or how they do, per se.
I'm going to quickly draw the team for Group B. As we see, that's Catalonia for Group B. So no Spain, Catalonia coming in at the groups, but
unfortunate.
I will wait for it, I guess. But
so Catalonia has 18 players, and I think about 6 or 7 of them can come from TT. So they already have that chemistry going for them right there. Liran, Goomer, Sheik, they're all pretty strong players. Got Butter, Mark White, Luigi. Like, they have a pretty strong roster per se, and I'm excited to see how they could maybe fare in their group.
Yeah, it looks like Group B is looking like an interesting group.
Yeah.
Canada Catalonia would be a good match, I'd say.
Yeah, possibly.
Could be. Let's see how they get on against Japan as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be difficult for Catalonia, but it's definitely nice to see how they could do.
Alright, moving on to Group C.
Yep, Group C. I'll be randomising out the 2 scraps of paper, and this scrap of paper has been selected as that's upside down. That's Nether Belgium or BN coming out for Group C.
Okay, Group C is going to be really intense. I can already see this.
I was kind of hoping for Switzerland there, but that's really scary, man.
Yeah, Nether Belgium is going to do some nice stuff, I think.
Oh, that should be interesting. UK always seem to get Spain and then, well, I guess the Netherlands. I don't know why. They got it in 2015. We got last year. We played Netherlands last year twice.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Playing against these teams. But
quite coincidental. But yeah, Nether Belgium is going to be strong this year. I honestly could see them getting second in this group.
Yeah, pretty.
If they really push versus Spain, I could see them beating them.
Yeah. Well, maybe us as well. Sometimes
Thomas Van Talk's Esper Themo. That's a really strong 4.
Yeah, but they have to rely on them being available, though. That's the problem.
Oh, why is that?
I feel just for their power up front against someday.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. So after that, there's not too many people to fill in those gaps.
They got solid options though outside.
Yeah,
them, I say like those B4s they need to have available for front presence.
Certainly.
And for people who aren't aware, that does leave Switzerland as the final team in Group D for that tier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I say
Switzerland's
difficult against Germany and USA, but
seems like they've gotten buffed as well.
yeah, they got the buff as well. Macy's
Like,
gotten better, I feel like.
yeah,
Like,
Chemo has gotten a lot better as well.
yeah, Chemo's playing well.
Does Attila play a lot or no? 'Cause I know he's at VX. I'm not sure how much he plays.
I don't know how much you take it as Phoenix yourself.
And
Not,
yeah, well, I've seen him do well with VX, so I'm not entirely sure.
yeah,
I have not seen Redvec play for a long time, so
he's not on the roster, I believe. So
no, he's on. He's on
He's
the
on the
roster.
roster. He's sat there and hasn't played in years. So
Yeah, I'm doubtful that he'll like play a lot. But regardless, this roster is not looking too bad.
Yeah.
In regards to their opponents, it will definitely be difficult for them to fare with USA and Germany, because Germany, in my opinion, is definitely a tier 1 team, without a doubt. So it'll be hard, I think.
difficult enough, yeah. So they find it difficult, but let's see what they can challenge them. But it's definitely going to be really difficult for any, especially for the 4th tier team to get out of Group D.
Yeah.
And we will be going towards the final tier. What we will do first, though, just so there's no bias or anything, is we'll be drawing the group that gets the extra team. And we'll also draw a secondary group just in case Asia do get re-entered into the cup and do make the requirement. But for people who aren't aware, because the odd number of teams, one of the groups is going to get 5 teams with top 2 advance. And the others will have 4 as it stands. But drawing the group that will get the bonus team, and they will be Group C, getting 5 teams. Group C currently comprising of the UK and Ireland, Spain and Nether Belgium, and the backup for if Asia does come in will be Group A. So Group A would have 5 if Asia were to enter with the right amount of players and no false anything.
I'm interested to see how the group looks with 5 teams now.
Yeah, with that knowledge and the knowledge that Chile, Colombia, Luxembourg, Nordic, and China are the teams in this tier, who do you want to see matched up now?
It's kind of hard to tell, honestly.
Do you not put China in Group C, or is that group will be a kind of a death trap for the other team? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, maybe like.
It's difficult.
Yeah, actually, Nordic versus Australia could be good.
Yeah, Nordic and Australia would be actually
I
pretty.
can see that match being pretty interesting, to say the least. But other than that, I can't see any like promising matches in like the other groups.
Yeah, no one have things go really at Nordic because we always seem to get the same teams in every World Cup. We got Nordic in 2015, so I'm waiting for that to happen.
You're waiting for that to happen.
Well, yeah, someone can go back and clip it once it actually does happen.
Someone will clip it in like 5 minutes time if it does happen, and they'll be like rigged. But unfortunately, this, as much as people want dream matchups, this isn't rigged at all. So I'm going to draw the first team out of this 5-team group, or the 5-team tier, and the first team, the team to go for Group A, is going to be Colombia. Colombia for Group A.
Colombia. Let me go to their phrase.
Unfortunately, I don't know too much of the people on here, but I do recognize Julian for a fact. Julian's pretty good, I'd say.
Julian Babu is one person I kind of like see a good bit now.
I think I know Alejo. I think he's he's playing for Blue Shells. I think I'm not entirely sure.
Ruben,
Maybe playing for another team. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah.
Mate, Halmener, he's Piper.
I think K2 also plays for SH.
Yeah, that'd be interesting team to see how they go on Group A. So put them up
Yeah,
against Australia, right? Put me against
yeah,
Australia. A good match.
yeah. That could be a good match. I think that could be a good match.
And I'll draw the Group B team. The Group B team we've got drawn right here is Luxembourg for group.
Oh
Group.
no, poor Luxembourg.
We've got
Oh my
Japan, Canada,
gosh.
and Catalonia. Luxembourg there.
Luxembourg.
Oh my gosh.
They fought Japan last year as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah,
Luxembourg.
Australia would have been a replica of last year.
Pretty much. And
Yeah.
Luxembourg seem to always be thereabouts, I guess. But they're kind of like lower tier players, but
Yeah.
they're more
Definitely
there
from
for
what it looks like.
Then you can't just sleep on them though, pretty much.
Unfortunately, we cannot see my boy Jeff in the World Cup this year. And even if he wanted to play, he's banned. Fortunately.
I don't think he would.
That's unfortunate. I'm not allowed to show any
Yeah.
opinion.
But yeah. I don't know too much about this roster personally.
Quite a few of them played in the last World Cup where they didn't do so well, but they have had the opportunity to kind of establish themselves a bit more. I think last year, because the game had just come out, they'd kind of returned from quite the break, and a lot of them had barely played the game by the time the World Cup had come around. I think one or two of them we didn't actually have any form of FC until like days before the Cup because they hadn't even had their consoles in time. It'll be good to see what they can do. Potentially won't suffer as bad as they did the last year, but it is quite a painful group to see them in following what they did last year. Like 3 of the best teams out of each tier. And
Yeah, most certainly.
they get them, but now we've got to see what Group C gets for their first team. Remember, they've got 2 teams from this tier. They have... That's Nordic, so Owen's getting clipped.
I told
Owen's
you.
getting clipped.
I told you. Knew it. Called it from the very start. Oh god. Okay,
Remember,
Nordic.
this is not rigged.
I actually think it's a bit of a nerf for Nordic though. As you can see some of the players that they did.
Yeah. Nordic has gotten nerfed a little bit.
They do have players
Unfortunately.
like Tomzu in there still.
Yeah, Tom's still pretty strong.
Miki is improving a lot. So
Yeah. She is also improving.
Humax has started playing.
Dragmire's not too bad.
Swag
Yeah.
is not that bad. Shiga is alright. Dragmire as well.
Yeah.
You can't sleep on players like Tomzu, but
Yeah, regarding the teams in that group, I'm not entirely sure how Nordic will fare in Group C. I think it'll be difficult for them, personally. But I hope they can make some good matches.
yeah, hopefully. It'll be interesting to see how Miki and Tomzu have that influence on Nordic as well. Pretty much.
Someone's had a knock on the door. While they've had a knock on the door, I'll draw the Group D team. Let's see who's got to be knocking on the United States and Germany's doors. It's going to be... That's Chile. Chile for Group D.
Chile.
Chile. You know what? We just got the exact same group as 2015 now with Chile going into Group D.
Yeah, for those who don't know, that means China in Group C.
We actually
Oh,
got
man.
the same group except for the fact that Netherlands are with Belgium.
So, in regards to Team Chile, fortunately don't recognize a lot of these players outside of the god himself, Matus.
Ooh.
Matus making an appearance in Group D. Hope to see him play a lot.
I didn't even remember.
Sebas is also a pretty strong player, I would say. He's definitely he's a pretty strong player, actually. You definitely do some work in the World Cup. Yeah, I don't really know too much of this roster outside of like Matus and Sebas. So, yeah, interested to see how.
Amelia is such a name I recognise from the old NKU days.
Wait, who did you say?
Amelia.
Oh yeah, I recognize that too, actually.
Remember him from the old NKU days. I don't know how much he plays nowadays, but
Yeah. Well, I'm not too sure of this team personally.
We're not too
But
sure, but
maybe they'll pull an upset. Who knows?
yeah,
Maybe
they've
they'll-
got quite a bit of depth in player terms. So at least if one or two people go, they're not in trouble. I think a few teams in that group are going to be relying on one particular lineup, but Chile does have depth in their bottom seed tier. That does leave
certainly.
China for Group C to make any comments on.
Well, Tommy is not playing for China, so I don't know these players too well. Unfortunately, I can't really make any statements regarding them.
KWorldCup.com. Try to use this for.
Didn't China get buffed this year or something? I could have sworn I heard someone say something like that.
Bill, Figure, Gary, Hata, Mola, Mo Wang, Solar, Suzuko, and Viper. That's who they have.
Yeah, I unfortunately do not recognize those names.
I don't know.
So it'll be difficult to predict how they could do in this World Cup.
But yeah, they could give teams scare, but I really don't know them well enough. I say them against Nordic again would be a good match.
Oh yeah, Nordic. Yeah, that could be a decent match depending on how they synergize. Because I know Nordic has been playing a lot recently.
Yeah.
Oh well.
See how they get on. But yeah, that's actually one hell of a draw though. Some of the matches had rings. Group C.
Yeah. Group C is going to be so lethal.
I'm not looking forward to being involved in it, but whatever.
Yeah.
At least the default time issues are spread across the groups, and you don't just have one group with 3 different default changes or anything.
Yeah.
So
just trying to have the early defaults as well, don't they?
they will be, yeah. There's quite a few teams. We're going to be trying to base it upon the availabilities they gave in the forms. So if there are any problems or clashes where teams can't actually play with agreed times, we'll have it so that they can mutually agree instead of forcing a default on them. But we'll give them kind of a time limit in between when they can play and see how that works this year to try and prevent free wins when they're potentially not needed. Other than that, though, are there any closing comments we'd like to give for the groups?
Well,
3 matches in there anyway.
I'm really excited for USA versus Germany personally.
USA, Germany, France, Mexico would actually be a hell of a match to watch to see how Mexico.
I'm interested in that as well. And the entirety of Group C is going to be hype.
Oh no!
I actually do not know who will have the second placement out of this. I could not make a statement on who
none's
get
guaranteed.
top 2.
It's like Group B, maybe the only one guaranteed for first place, but you never know. Group C can call for all over the place. None of the teams.
Yeah, Canada, we've never had great matches versus Japan, and now that we've gotten nerfed as well, it's pretty difficult to. It'll be pretty difficult versus Japan, but we'll see how we do.
Pretty much. See, France, Mexico, Australia, Colombia, Japan. That's pretty much all I really will have to say about it.
Yep.
Really excited for this Group C to be involved in personally. Group of 10 again. Why not? Bring it on. Let's not lose to Spain match 1 this time if we get put up against them and put all the pressure on ourselves.
Yeah, I don't have much more to say, but I mean, again, a lot of teams have been buffed this year, so I'm pretty excited to see how they could do. Germany is definitely a team that could do some work. Honestly, I could see them making it to grands even. And I'm calling it right now. France is winning the World Cup.
Ooh,
making that bold statement right here,
quite
right
an
now.
early prediction, but if you are right, then you've made quite a miracle prediction there. I mean, they've been playing quite well, actually. They've been doing quite a few practice matches over the last few days, and it's been impressive to watch how much they've practiced. I know a few of the other teams don't play as often, but France, they play regularly outside of the World Cup, even most of them. So it's going to be teams like them and Spain that do the same kind of thing in the same teams that
Probably, yeah.
you might see chemistry come into play, and you know, it might be a matter of one or two team play issues that can cost a few teams wins in this World Cup. And with only 3 group matches, you can't really afford to lose too many matches early on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But in terms of Canada, I'm just hoping we can pull at least one upset. That's what we usually do. So, last year we beat Germany. I don't think a lot of people expected that. In 2016 we beat France. I'm hoping we can pull another upset again.
As for UK, I'm just hoping that we can actually do well in groups. Every match is going to be difficult, which is good for us, especially if we do make it to the knockouts, that we actually come in there with a big challenge. Obviously, everyone else has a challenge, but I feel like we could do well this year. We normally just have this habit of getting through matches like against France or USA in knockouts and then lose to Japan in the grand finals, which this year we're not going to do. Hopefully.
With double elimination, you could find Japan early on and then take them on again. You never know, because
Yeah.
That happened in 2014?
I mean,
We-
with Canada, they played. Canada played Japan twice last World Cup. You never know; that could somehow happen. But
Possibility.
for people that don't know, we'll try to avoid it where Group A's first plays Group A's second within like one round of eliminations. But with double elimination, you've got 2 different brackets. If you get knocked out of one, you go into the losers and still stand a chance. And you never know how many close matches you'll get in that, because of it can be quite tense and every point matters. So
100%.
that's what's good about World Cup, is every single point matters. Point
Exactly.
difference matters. Like, you only have 3 matches, so point difference can't be like fixed after one match. But,
Pretty much.
I think that's actually it from most of the group draw actual content. So if there's not much else to say, then we can round it out. If there's nothing else,
I guess to close this out, I'd just say thanks for watching. Good luck to everyone playing World Cup as well. It's going to be fun.
and for those who are here, remember to obviously follow MK Boards. Pay attention to the Twitter and obviously mkworldcup.com when we can announce the fixtures. They will have the fixtures on there. Hopefully this will be a good World Cup. Quite a few close matches in the group stages, and hopefully they'll make for some good content. But that's it from me. I think, unless anyone else wants to say the word goodbye, that'll be it from Owen and John as well. So goodbye, and thanks for watching.
Bye.
Have a nice day.